Hey everyone, it's Rob here from Octagon and welcome to our ninth Divi UI challenge. I can't believe we've done 9 already, but it's going well. And what you see on your screen right now is what we're going to be building this week. And to be honest, I think this just may be my favorite one yet. Not sure why, I just am really pleased with how it's all turned out. So um, yeah, we've got 3 little tiles, and we're going to call them product tiles. That you may call out specific products that you have on a web page, whether that be physical products or different service levels or anything. But I think they look really cool. So let's do this. So we're just calling these on product tiles, and of course we're using the Divi Builder. I've got a blank page template, and we are going to use the Visual Builder. I'm just going to hit update. Make sure that everything's ready for us to go. Let's do this. Cool. All right, so, oops, it has looked like it's retained one thing from when I was playing around earlier. So the default section that it gives us when we start using the Divi Builder, what I did is I just gave it this background color of blue. So that's the only thing that is non-default, I should say. So this is the blue that we're going to be using throughout. So that's what the background is on that first section. So next we're going to add another section, just a regular one. I'm going to add a 3-column row. And in here we're going to have image. And this image is our icons. In the description underneath the video and also on the blog post, I'll show you where I got these icons from so that you can get them yourself if you would like. But more specifically, so I can reference the artist who produced these, because he certainly deserves the recognition. They were available for free and for use, but I want to make sure that I give attribution where it's deserved. So that's our first icon. I'm just going to check the settings. No link, animation left to right. Yep, that's fine. Image alignment, I want to be center. Oops. Oh, yep, I did it. Design, image max width, I think I had, 60 pixels. That looks good. Custom margin, we're going to give that 40 pixels at the bottom. So that looks good. The other thing we're going to have contained in each of our 3 tiles is a call to action. Title, for the cup of tea, I think we had cuppa. Button URL, I'm just going to hash that so we can see the button work as we expect. Button text is let's go. Use background color, no. Text color, dark. Text orientation, center. Content, let's grab some dummy text. Let's just grab that paragraph there. Nice. All right, so now we are going to play with the design settings for the call to action a little bit. And yeah, let's do that. Let's do those now. So max width is fine. Header font, Montserrat is what I use. One of my favorite fonts, at least for headings. I really like it. All caps. 20 pixel, 18 looks good. Header text color. Okay, so our first color that we're using was the blue. That's the blue up here. And we also have a text blue, which is what we're using for the copy or the text on our tiles. It is a very light gray with a slight blue tinge. You can sort of see the demo there. Header leading spacing is fine. Line height is fine. Body font, we are going to use Open Sans, which, if you would like to know, is actually the default font. Sorry, where is it? There it is. So if you have default here, it will default by default to Open Sans. 12 pixels for font size. Body text color, we're going to grab that blue gray again. Body line height, I'm just, 2EM, 2.2, looks good. Use border, custom margin, no. Custom styles for button. Yes, we want to do this. So let's just grab our blue, our main blue, button text color. There we go. Button background color, white. Border radius, oops. It is somewhat annoying how that happens. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Button text color, button border width, 1 pixel, button border color. It does default to your text color, but it's probably a good idea to define it anyway. Border radius, there it does it again. 4 pixels. Button letter spacing, we'll leave it 0. Button font default. I think I've missed a font size. Text size, there it is. 12. Was it 14? Let's go with 14. That looks good. No button icon. Button hover text color, white. Background color is our blue. Border color is our blue. Border radius is 4. Should just default to that anyway. Let's have a look. Cool. Now just a couple of things with CSS, possibly just the one actually. For promo button, width 100%. There we go. Cool. So that actually has the content for our tiles pretty well done and styled. So the next thing I want to do is style the columns themselves. And by styling the columns is what gives us our tiled effect. And we have to style the columns because we can't style the individual elements, otherwise we wouldn't get this complete the container around all elements. So that's why we style the columns. So row settings under design settings. Now we don't want to equalize column heights, so we'll leave that turned off. Column 1 background color. Column 1 custom padding. We're going to go 80 top, 40 right, 80 bottom, 40 bottom. Column 2 background color, white. Now for our column 2, we're actually going to go a little more padding. So we're going to go 120 top, we'll still do 40 right, and we're going to do 120 bottom as well. So that makes our middle tile taller, as you can see here. Column 3 background color is white, and column 3 padding is 80, 40, 80, 40. Now we have to do a couple of other things to the row settings later on, but I'll leave that for now. Actually, we are going to jump over to CSS. Yes, we are. And I'm going to go over to this little box shadow generator, which we seem to visit pretty much every week, but that's fine. Okay, horizontal length 0, vertical length 50, blur radius 100, and we're going to have a different shadow color this week. Rather than just sort of dark gray, we're going to use our blue. We're going to make the opacity around about 0.2. Great, so copy that. Oops, here we are. So we want to place that in our column 1 main element. There we go. Column 2 main element. And column 3 main element. All right, so there's just a couple more CSS things we want to do for the row. So start with column 1. Just going to put that down a line. I'm going to go border radius 8 pixels. And because we want, actually, no, let's do it now. Because as you can see here, the center tile is taller and these outside 2 tiles are smaller, but they're nudged down a bit. And they're nudged down by 40 pixels. So, and that is achieved by margin top. So that's what we're going to apply here. So border radius, underneath border radius, we'll go margin top. And this is on column 1 main element, CSS, 40 pixels. It's a little hard to see at the moment, but you would have just seen it nudge down a little bit. So I'm going to grab those two lines for border radius and margin top. I'm going to go down and do that again to column 3 main element. So I'm just going to paste them in there. So that nudges down our third column. And just for our second column, which is our middle one, we don't need to do the margin, but we do need to do the border radius, which was 8 pixels. Great. All right. Now I'm going to use the keyboard shortcuts for copying and pasting. So if you're on a Mac, it's Command C for copy and Command V for paste. For Windows, I believe it is Control C for copy and Control V for paste. So hovering over this image module, Control C, sorry, Command C I should say, and Command V, and then Command V again. And for our call to action module, hover over that, Command C, Command V, Command V. All right, so let's change our icons. Middle one, good old Bierstein. And over here on the right, we've got the cup of coffee. So we had cuppa for the tea, brew for the beer, and fix for the coffee. Very nice. Okay, the last couple of things we're going to do is we are going to, for the section that is containing our, actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this padding at the top of the row and at the top of the section as well. So those tiles are now, well that row is right up against the top of the section. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to do the settings of our section here. I'm going to go background color, and we have to make this transparent. So to make it transparent, I usually just go on white and then drag the alpha or the opacity right down to 0. So once we've done that, that's good. And we are now going to go to our row settings and go to, must be under design, yep, margin. So to the top, we're going to go negative 120 pixels. Yeah, 120's good. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the settings of, actually I'll show you why we have to do this. So I'm going to hit save. It's looking really good though. We're very, very close to what we're going for. So I've just hit save. I'm going to open up the front end. So what's happening is our section up here has nothing in it. So it collapses when you actually when it's actually displayed. So we need to do something about that to make sure it doesn't collapse. So you could put just an empty row in this section, but I am going to actually no. Let's do it that way because we can achieve the effect by just using standard Divi Builder features as opposed to having to use custom CSS. So to do that, I'm actually going to have to temporarily remove our top margin, so that way I can actually get to this. I'm just going to add an empty row, and then I'm going to go back here again and add our negative 120 pixels. I may reduce that, but let's just have a look and see what it looks like. No, that's good. Great. So that is it. I think that looks really good. And like I said, for some reason, I just really love the balance and the simplicity and the feel of this week's one. I think it is actually my favorite. So look, I hope you like it as well. I hope you get to use it on a site somewhere, somehow, someday. And if you do, send me a link because I'd love to see. That's it for this week's Divi UI challenge, and I'll see you next week.